Hi, Abraham. So wonderful to be here again in this chair.
We're going to ask you all to stop saying that. It makes the others mad. But isn't it logical that someone who has been here before would have a desire and an expectation that would make it easier for them to be there again? In other words, isn't that what we're talking about all day here?
I agree. So we'll wait here. I came and made the request to be in the hot seat for more fine-tuning. My life is getting so spectacular and so wonderful right now. Before I talk, I would like to give a shout-out to one of your staff members, Angelica, who has been my soul companion since I called her. It was Christmas, and I went to Chinatown to have dinner and was enjoying my Christmas dinner in a Vietnamese restaurant and was coming home and I said, universe, what's my highest potential? Just show it to me. And all of a sudden I hear this man talking behind me and I just started to laugh. Behind me was Deepak Chopra walking with me to the subway station. I was like, yes, yes. And I was like, oh, okay.
So are you telling us that you focused yourself into the vortex and had a manifestation that confirmed it immediately?
Yes, it's been happening more and more.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, so I was walking down and got in the subway and he walked past me and was looking confused. And I said, hi, Mr. Chopra. Seems like you're kind of lost with your wife here. And I walked into the subway and they got in and he said, young man, you will go far. And I said, okay. So I was walking into going home.
So where do you think he got that inspired information that he reflected back to you?
From me. Exactly. And so I got in the subway, and the woman tapped me on the shoulder and says, weren't you in the hot seat with Abraham in October? And I said, yes, I was. And she said, your talk really moved a lot of us. And she said, how's it going? And I said, well...
so is that more confirmation of your alignment?
From me.
And would you call all of that manifestation?
Always.
Steady unfolding of manifestation to confirm the vibrational place that you are standing.
Exactly.
Delicious, yes.
So she said, well, what's going on? I said, well, it was December 23rd. Something told me to wake up, and I did. It was relaxing. And all of a sudden, I started to feel this bit of resistance. And I said, you know what? This is my perfect opportunity to tell a different story and to soothe it into a whole different way. And I got real general. And I said, you know what? Instead of trying to fix this thing, let me just celebrate how fantastic this year was. I got to blow a couple of doctors' minds by walking out of a hospital from a pulmonary embolism that should have killed me. And I should have been in the hospital for 3 weeks. I walked out within 3 days, and it's gone. My hematologist told me, he said, Henry, most people with a pulmonary embolism, it takes anywhere from 3 to 5 years for it to vanish. And the recovery rate is anywhere from 10 to 20%. You did it in less than 4 months with no medication, and I'm so proud of you. And whenever I go and talk with him, we never talk about the pulmonary embolism. He says, what's happening with your life? Let's talk. Let's party. Yeah.
So you become a different statistic for them.
Oh, yeah.
When you say you blow their mind, you mean you represent a different path.
For him. Well, how about this? It was interesting because he said, Henry, you're the first patient I've ever had where the intern, resident, and the attending tried to block your walking out of the hospital because it was impossible for them to see this. And I said, well, what can I say? and I was like basking in how my business, www.artofthemomentnyc.com, okay, which is New York Premier's Somatic Education Holistic Health Movement program, was blossoming. And then was just flowing with it, going, yeah, so
there are
good.
disadvantages to producing live broadcasts, aren't there?
And it was flowing with it. It was like, this feels really, really good. And, was really happy that I had made an acquaintance with Angelica in the office. And whenever I called, she says, okay, what'd you manifest this time? And we were just, we're always laughing. And then something, about 2:35, something said, your Christmas present's waiting for you in your email box. So about 3 o'clock, I went into my email box and it says, you've won a trip to London. I had entered a trip, I had entered a contest with British Airways where I had I had made a video in a small business fair, and I had kind of pitched my business, and on November 18th.
So we have some questions for you.
Sure, okay.
Because this is boring.
Okay.
It's all really wonderful. But the questions that we have for you are, do you understand now, through the life that you've been living and the details that you've been expressing to us here, that the only thing that has anything to do with what manifests for you
is me?
And by me, you mean by
my alignment with who I am, my alignment with how my relationship with me and my inner being, and also
which is represented to you in what way?
By the way I'm feeling.
By the way you're feeling. So would you say that you have pretty much figured out how to deliberately express a feeling regardless of the current what is?
Every day it's getting better and better.
Because the current what is just the bouncing off place.
From where I'm going.
And the vortex is what you're focused upon.
Exactly.
Well, you have delivered the best seminar that has ever been delivered.
Thank you. And it was really, something told me to come up here and say this because...
Well, everything that you've been saying here is a representation of what we've been talking about here.
Exactly.
And since words don't teach, real life experience does. And we are all appreciative of every word of it. And now we will let you go.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
It's so exciting to be up here and slightly terrifying, which is a general theme in my life.
Well, the terrifying part means it matters.
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing. And we don't believe that you're as terrified as you are letting on, because you know it's going to have a happy ending, yes?
Yes. I discovered your teachings about 5-6 years ago, and it was an amazing coincidence, which I know is just a manifestation at the time, perfectly timed, and since then my life has changed so much. I met an awesome girl, and we're having a delicious relationship, and my life is just so good. I'm enjoying so much.
Before you go further, we just in the wanting to really bring home this understanding of manifestation, met an awesome girl. Sounds like a manifestation, doesn't it?
Yes.
But do you remember the meeting of her? Do you remember the conversations? Manifestations. Do you remember the impulse to be there where you met her? Manifestation. You see what we're getting at? In other words, when we speak of manifestations as end results, met girl, bought house, got married, the manifestations feel like more pinnacle places, pinnacle points. But when you realize that all the conversations, all the things leading up to it, manifestations, we're just wanting you to feel a closer proximity. We're wanting you all to feel the vortex work and the way it affects immediate manifestations. Your manifestations aren't off there in the future. They're right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now. Meet Deepak Chopra. Somebody taps you on the shoulder on the train. In other words, right here, right here, right here. All around you, manifestations ready to reveal themselves to you depending on your relationship with the vortex. You getting it?
So I've learned so much from your teaching, and I've always felt that I was pretty well-rounded. I'm right in the middle, halfway where I need to be. And when I look back how far I've come in the last 5 years, it's truly just mind-blowing. And when I look forward, I'm only halfway. And before, that would that would upset me. But now I just see that as, this is unbelievable, never ending.
When you look forward, when you look forward? When you look forward, halfway?
I'm no closer to the end.
We can't even find a percentage small enough to tell you how far you are into your vortex.
Right.
That's how much is there for you. And we mean that not in a way to make you feel incomplete. We want you to feel eternally incomplete. We want you to stand on the brink of these endless manifestations that are there to surprise and delight you every step along the way. In other words, endless conversations, endless insights, endless goosebumps, endless knowing who you are, endless moments of upliftment, of being uplifted and uplifting others. It's just endless, you see. But endless and certain, because you can't turn back. You know too much.
So, excellent.